Elon Musk was the keynote speaker at the Satellite Show, one of the main industry events that took place in March in Washington, D.C., and organized by Via Satellite, a leading trade publication. Only 4 months before this event, Washington, D.C. was also the host city of the IAC 2019, the annual convention of the International Astronautical Federation, or IAF. The keynote speaker at the recent convention was Jeff Bezos, and for the occasion, he was also awarded the first IAF Excellent in Industry Award.
And this brand new award is intended to distinguish an industry organization, a member or non-member of the IAF, for introducing innovative space technologies to the global marketplace. This year, this prestigious award is being awarded to Blue Origin, an IAF member since 2016, for distinguishing itself as a true leader in developing reusable launch systems and liquid rocket engines.
There is no doubt that Jeff Bezos deserves the award for what he has done and for what he will do for the space industry. But we just couldn't help ourselves to think that probably Elon Musk should have been the first to receive the award from the IAF. And Jeff Bezos probably thought the same thing.
Well, I'm just hoping it'll go up from here. Hopefully the next recipients will be more deserving. But thank you. I'm actually incredibly honored and appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Musk and the IAF also have a longer relationship. First of all, it was at one of the meetings of the IAC that Musk presented his vision of making humans a multiplanetary species. This was back in 2016, and this Space Congress, which normally is a meeting for the industry only, went viral on social media and got a lot of coverage on traditional media as well. Musk took the stage again a year later at the IAC 2017, when he provided an update to his vision by talking about creating a permanent, self-sustaining human presence on Mars. Once again, the event got a lot of attention, way beyond the space industry. Elon Musk was not a speaker at the IAC 2018, and if you are not in the space industry and you don't remember any of the highlights from that event, well, you are not alone, as even the traditional media didn't report much about the event. So finally, in 2019, Jeff Bezos is the main keynote speaker. He gets an award, but again, we didn't see a lot of coverage about the event. Even his fireside chat didn't get the exposure that Bezos would normally get. Though it is also true that Bezos presented his vision of going to space to benefit Earth during a dedicated event before the IAC 2019. So why was not Elon Musk the recipient of the first award created by the leaders representing the space industry? Well, first of all, a statement. We are sure that both Musk and Bezos don't care about any awards. But just for the sake of speculation in this pandemic time period, when all the trade shows are cancelled, here are a couple of thoughts. Maybe Musk wasn't available, or maybe he finds the event too restrictive, since apparently he now likes to show the products he talks about during his presentations. And on this topic we can't wait to see what he will show during the next Neuralink presentation. Or maybe the traditional space industry doesn't quite like the new competition. Whatever the reason, somebody did think that Elon Musk deserved a prize for his accomplishments in space exploration. Star Muse is a European event that celebrates science and music, and during the 2019 edition, Elon Musk, together with Buzz Aldrin, was awarded the Stephen Hawking Medal for Science and Communication.
Because he said we're going to have all the astronauts there and all the astronomers and musicians and whatever, and there is a musical element as well, of course. Star Wars is partly stars and partly music. So last year we had Tangerine Dream and I got up and played with him, which was a lot of fun.
And considering Musk's diverse interests, this seems a more fitting award.
But thank you very much for this award. Stephen Hawking is one of the people I admire the most in history, and it's a great honor to receive this award. Thank you.
Ultimately, these awards for the two visionaries most likely mean absolutely zero. They both have a vision. They both have the means to get things at least started, and they both agree on what it is necessary to make it happen.
We need reusability, real operational reusability. When you look at the costs, it has nothing to do with the propellant costs. The fuel and the oxidizer are incredibly inexpensive. What we need is to reuse the hardware over and over and over again, and it can't be fake reusability where you bring the vehicle back and inspect everything, x-ray everything, disassemble everything, and then put it all back together. That's not real reusability. You have to land, refuel, and fly again.
There's really just one thing that matters, that is a fully and rapidly reusable rocket. That's the one thing that matters. But definitely rapidly and completely reusable rocket. This is the fundamental thing. Without that, we're going nowhere.
Anyway, for those of you that missed the Bezos presentation at the IAC 2019, here are the highlights. What we left out is content that Bezos presented in other events and that you can find in a video we published previously.
This vehicle was designed from the beginning to help us with New Glenn, which is our orbital vehicle. So for a suborbital vehicle like this, there is absolutely no reason for the propellant, for the fuel to be liquid hydrogen. It's higher performing than is needed for this suborbital mission. But we chose liquid hydrogen because we knew that the BE-3 engine would eventually be in an upper stage variant, in a vacuum variant, would be with an extended nozzle and so on, would be the engine for our upper stage. You really want liquid hydrogen for an upper stage on a orbital vehicle. You need that performance. And this is, especially if you're ultimately going to make the whole thing reusable. And so we started from the beginning because we want the BE-3 engine to be the most used, most flown rocket engine in the world. And that's what the tourism mission allows. And so the tourism mission is a mission that can be flown over and over and over again. And if there's one thing that is weirdly consistent about us human beings, is that we get better at everything we practice, in every field of endeavor. They say that if you're going to have a surgery, make sure your surgeon does that operation at least 5 times a week. And it's just true that we get good at things that we practice. So we want to practice with liquid hydrogen, we want to practice with the BE-3 engine, we want to practice with all the valves and other things that go along with that engine, and then that becomes the engine in the second stage of New Glenn.
So the New Glenn will fly in 2021?
New Glenn will fly in 2021, and I have a video there too. Oh, I can show. This is a video we've never shown before. It's a video of the New Glenn fairing tooling, and New Glenn has a gigantic fairing. It's 7 meters in diameter. The volume of the New Glenn fairing is twice the volume of anything on the market today. And we want to show that video of the New Glenn fairing. We can kick off that conversation that way. Okay. It's a really cool video. This is our factory where we're building New Glenn in Florida. We're building it right there at Cape Canaveral so that we don't have to transport the vehicle very far. That is the fairing moving around. There's a cool little robot underneath it that moves it around. It's being transported into the oven to cure the composites. There's the little robot that, we don't want that in the oven. That doesn't need to be cooked. And so anyway, there's the fairing. And I show you that just so you get some sense of the scale of New Glenn. New Glenn is 3.85 million pounds of liftoff thrust. The first stage is liquefied natural gas and liquid oxygen as propellants. It uses 7 of the BE4 engines, which are Oxford stage combustion engines. Each of them is 550,000 pounds. It's a very large vehicle and highly capable for both big LEO missions and also for GTO missions, GEO missions, and also for lunar transfer missions. So super excited about flying New Glenn in 2021. Well, I have a fun video to show of the BE7 engine. This is the lunar descent engine. It's liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen, 10,000 pounds of thrust, highly throttleable, which is of course required for a lunar landing mission. You burn off so much propellant, you have to be able to throttle down. Here it is. This is an infrared camera view of a test of the lunar landing engine, the BE7. We now have 13 minutes of test time on the BE7 engine, including the longest continuous duration fire of 3 minutes. And we won't make you watch all 3 minutes here, but this is going to be to use. You really want your highest performing propellants to be at the end of the mission. You're carrying all that weight the whole way, and so this is a hydrogen powered descent engine. It'll also be used in the transfer element. I have another. I have an actual new news announcement that I would like to make.
Please go ahead.
Having to do with Blue Moon. I'm excited to announce that we have put together a national team to go back to the moon. Blue Origin is the prime contractor. Lockheed Martin is building the ascent stage. Northrop Grumman is building the transfer element, and Draper is doing the GNC. We could not ask for better partners. Blue Origin is going to, in addition to being the prime, is going to build the descent element. You think about these partners. I mean, Northrop Grumman built the original lander. They now deliver cargo to ISS. Lockheed Martin is, as far as I know, the only company that actually lands on the surface of Mars. They are unbelievably competent in space. They are experts in life support systems, so to have their expertise on the ascent element is a really big deal. And Draper is doing the guidance and control, an incredibly complex job for landing on the moon, especially when you want to do a precision landing. And of course they did that for the original Apollo program way back then. But today it will be done in a completely new way. And I recently had a chance to tour Draper and see their modern GNC methods. And today you use advanced techniques like computer vision to do precision landing using landmarks that exist on the moon. And it's going to be a spectacular way to do it. So anyway, this is a national team for a national priority. I could not be more excited to be doing it with these partners. And this is the kind of thing, it's so ambitious. It needs to be done with partners. This is the only way to get back to the moon fast. And this time we're going back to the moon, and we're not going back to the moon to visit, we're going back to the moon to stay.